Hello, my name is Antoine from ATM Tech and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a dive into the world of wireless earbuds and taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Buds Live. But before we do that, let's run the intro. So as I said, we are going to be taking a look at the Galaxy Buds Live. But before we get into that, when I was planning this video, my original intention was to actually make a comparison between the entire Samsung Galaxy Buds range. So there's the Galaxy Buds, the Galaxy Buds Plus, as well as the Galaxy Buds Live. So to quickly talk about the Buds and the Buds Plus, design-wise they're identical. The Buds Plus have double the battery life and better microphones. That's it really. The original Buds, the microphones on them were pretty bad, so it was really poor for taking phone calls. Battery on them was fair, but with the Buds Plus they improved the microphone and they double the battery life, so you're getting a good package. But with the Buds Live, I feel as though Samsung are really trying to make a stamp in this wireless earbuds market, which is a market that is growing exponentially. So if you clicked on this video, chances are you are in the market for wireless earbuds, or maybe have just bought a pair and you just want to see how the ones you have stack up to the competition and vice versa. Now if we take a look back about 5 years ago, Bluetooth headphones or earphones were definitely a bit more of a novelty or a premium item, definitely not a necessity. But ever since Apple pioneered the removing of the headphone jack and other manufacturers laughed, then followed suit, having some form of Bluetooth audio device is definitely a necessity these days. And the likes of Samsung and Apple are definitely taking these devices and creating a bit of an ecosystem around them to help bring people into their brands and keep them in their brand also. When you buy a phone from Apple, they definitely want you to have their phone, their tablet, their watch, and also their wireless earbuds. And Samsung's no different. So although Samsung were the first major manufacturer to come out with truly wireless earphones, a very much forgotten product called the Icon X. Does anyone remember that? No, didn't think so. So the Icon X actually came out about a year or so before the Apple Airpods. But of course, Apple being Apple with their amazing marketing, came out with the Airpods and absolutely blew the market wide open and created a need for these types of devices. This definitely left Samsung having to play catch up, and they had to sort of reinvent and come out with the Galaxy Buds lineup. So the Galaxy Buds Live is the third iteration of this rebrand, and that's what we have today. First thing that stands out about them is definitely the design. So when these were being developed, the code name that was leaked was actually the Samsung Galaxy Bean. And when you look at the shape and the design, I'm sure you can understand why. It definitely strays away from what's a typical in-ear design. Honestly, when I first saw these, I had no idea how they were going to fit in my ear. But I have been using these for about 3 months now, but I can comfortably say that these are my favourite and the best earbuds I've personally used. So let's take a look at the why. So I mentioned the design, I talked about the fact that I had no idea how these were going to fit in my ear. So the design actually gives these earbuds a very, very high level of comfort. So as I said, it's a strange design. It's not an in-ear design, it sits just outside your ear canal. What that does, it kind of lets your ear breathe a little bit. There's no sort of isolating, suffocating feeling, which I know some people do like, but other people it can be a bit uncomfortable and it makes certain in-ear buds difficult to wear for long periods of time. For myself, it allowed me to be able to wear these for literally hours upon end. I quite often use these to take calls, and I'll take one, pull it in my ear and take my calls, and when my calls finish, it will just stay in there, and there's been several times where I've genuinely forgot that they are in my ear. They are that comfortable. The fact that they're very lightweight as well definitely helps with that. One slight downside is the fact that because these don't sit directly in your ear canal, the noise isolation isn't the best. I quite often found that when I was in a loud environment such as the gym or a busy supermarket, it was letting a lot of sound in and I was having to crank my music a lot higher than what I'm used to. Now I'm sure what some of you might be thinking, oh, I could have sworn these have active noise cancellation. You've probably not turned it on. They do have active noise cancellation. The active noise cancellation is basically non-existent. Let me explain. So if you go into the Galaxy Wear app, this is where you connect to and control all the Buds settings. You can toggle the active noise cancellation on and off. And when I say genuinely, when I've toggled it on and toggled it off, I cannot hear a difference. Like, genuinely, I cannot hear a difference. I've used other sets of the Live and done the exact same test just to make sure that mine weren't faulty, and it's exactly the same. Now, I'm not exactly sure what Samsung might have been going for. I know some people that use noise cancelling headphone, they complain about the sort of sucking vacuum feeling, so maybe Samsung were trying to tone it down, but there's no adjustability within the active noise cancellation. It's just on or off, and it isn't there. Also, because it's not an in-canal design, you would need more noise cancellation. To compare, the Galaxy Buds Plus and the original Buds, they have a real in-ear, in-canal design. They have no noise cancellation whatsoever, just physical noise isolation. And they block out sound 2 to 3 times better than the Buds Live. Samsung really pushed the Buds Live over the Buds Plus as an upgrade to the Buds Plus, and one of those upgrades being the active noise cancellation, and I just think they've missed the mark there. That being said, for just normal listening, for normal environments, these are better than the older Buds. Sound quality is clean, the mids are nice and clean, there is some bass, but it's not heavy or overbearing. So for bass heads, you may want to skip these, but for everyone else, you can really enjoy your music with these earbuds. Now, when people come to me and have conversations about true wireless earbuds, one of the common themes that comes up tends to be battery life. It's a bit difficult talking about battery life when it comes to true wireless buds because the numbers don't tell the true story, and your usage is definitely very different from mine. What also makes it difficult to explain how good battery life is on wireless earbuds is the way they charge. So on paper, the Buds Live have 13 hours battery life, but that means 6 hours from the Buds plus an additional 7 hours from the charging case. But to be honest, the 13 hours total battery life is a little bit irrelevant, because to me it all comes down to how long you are using the buds at a time. Because obviously when you finish using the buds, put them back into the case, they are being charged again. So if you're using the buds for just an hour at a time, although the battery life on them is technically 6, theoretically you're getting more than 6, because every time you put it back into the case, they're getting fully charged up again. So if you are someone who's going to be using these all day long, then 6 hours might not be enough for you. But if you're going to be using these half an hour at a time, 1 hour at a time, then battery life will last you over a week. I hope that makes sense, because I explained that really poorly, but I know what I mean. The case does charge via USB Type-C as well as wirelessly, which is also nice. So if you have these, chances are you've got one of the newer Samsung devices that do have reverse wireless charging, or power share as they like to call it. So you can use your phone to keep these topped up. So the buds themselves are held into the case via magnets, and magnets are pretty strong. If I wanted them to fall out, I probably could. And the case snaps shut, and that's held in place by a magnet as well. So they are pretty secure. And there's plenty of cases out there on Amazon that has a little carabiner clip if you are concerned about losing these. But the case is small, but it's a shape which you'll feel in your pocket, so they are more difficult to lose. A nice little touch that I think Samsung added as well, maybe deliberate, maybe not. So the ones I have, these are the Mystic Bronze, but as you can see, they're nice and shiny. I imagine if you had the black ones, the fact that they're shiny would make them a lot more difficult to lose. I do have the original buds in black, and it is like a matte black. If you drop them on a dark carpet, it's game over, because you're not going to see them. Samsung have also added a new feature to their SmartThings app called SmartThings Find, which allows you to find connected devices even when they're offline. So in the case of the buds, you can get them to make a beep when they're nearby, which is pretty handy, because I'm sure we are going to be losing these in some way, shape or form. They always turn up though, thank goodness. Anyway, so as I said, these are my favourite true wireless earbuds, and I do think they are a worthy competitor to the Apple AirPods Pro. And the only reason why I mention those is because those are the two camps. If you've got an iPhone, you're probably going to get the AirPods, and if you've got a Samsung, you're probably going to get the Galaxy Buds. If there's anything I've missed out, or if you do have any questions about the Buds Live, feel free to drop a comment in the box below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. That really helps me out a lot. If you're not subscribed, well, you know what to do. And if you are subscribed, thanks for coming back. So thanks for watching. It's been special, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.